Remember the way December used to feel when I was a child. The cold was gentle. The nights felt softer. And the house smelled like hope. Christmas lights blinked like tiny promises on the walls. I believed happiness was permanent. I believed families stayed whole. I believed fathers never broke their children with words. My dad used to stand near the window every Christmas morning. Not smiling. Not frowning. Just watching the street as if something had already left him. I never understood that silence back then. I thought adults carried storms quietly so children could sleep. Christmas mornings were supposed to be warm. But there was always a chill that blankets could not fix. Mom tried to fill the house with laughter. Music played softly. Food waited on the table. But something important was missing even when everyone was there. I tried so hard to be good. To be quiet. To be enough. Because deep inside I thought love was something you earned. I wrapped myself in patience. In obedience. In small achievements. Hoping one day my dad would look at me and see a reason to stay gentle. As I grew older, the words started to hurt more than the silence. Not shouted. Not cruel at first. Just careless. Like broken glass hidden under snow. Things said without thinking. Things that stayed with me long after the decorations came down. Then one Christmas it happened. No argument. No drama. Just a sentence spoken like weather. Christmas is better without you. My dad said it. And something inside me folded quietly. He did not know that sentence would follow me into every season. That it would echo in empty rooms. That it would sit beside me when I tried to sleep. It became a voice that questioned my worth. A shadow that stood between me and joy. I smiled that day. Because children learn early how to hide pain. I helped clear the table. I nodded when spoken to. I pretended it was just another holiday. But inside my chest something cracked open and never fully closed. That night I stared at the ceiling. Listening to the house breathe. Wand. Could feel lonelier when full. How a father could make his child feel like a burden. Years passed. I grew. But that sentence grew with me. It followed me into friendships. Into relationships. Into moments where I should have felt safe. Whenever someone pulled away, that voice returned. Christmas is better without you. I started believing I was too much. Too quiet. Too emotional. Too present. Too invisible. I learned to leave rooms before people could ask me to go. I learned to love from a distance. I learned to disappear politely. Every December the ache returned. Lights felt heavier. Songs felt slower. Joy felt like something other people were allowed to have. I watched families laugh and wondered what I had done wrong. Why my presence felt like a problem. I never hated my dad. That truth is complicated. I wanted his approval more than anything. I wanted him to take those words back. To say he was tired. Or angry. Or wrong. But he never did. As an adult, I finally understood something painful. Some parents speak from their own wounds. Not from truth. Not from love. But from broken places they never healed. And children become mirrors they do not want to face. My dad did not know how to love without fear. Without control. Without pushing away what mattered. So he chose distance. And called it peace. He chose silence. And called it strength. I spent years carrying guilt that was never mine. I blamed myself for his emptiness. For his coldness. For his words. I tried to fix a man who never asked to be healed. One Christmas I was alone. No decorations. No music. Just quiet. And for the first time I listened to my own thoughts without his voice interrupting. I asked myself a simple question. What if Christmas was better without his words? That thought scared me. But it also freed me. Because it meant my worth did not depend on his acceptance. It meant love could exist without pain. It meant I could build a holiday that did not hurt. I began to rewrite what Christmas meant. Not a performance. Not approval. Not silence wrapped in lights. Without judgment. I cooked meals I liked. I watched movies that made me feel safe. I allowed myself to cry without apology. I gave myself the kindness I had waited for all my life. Healing did not arrive all at once. It came slowly. In quiet moments. In deep breaths. In the realization that I survived something I never deserved. I stopped waiting for my dad to change. I stopped hoping he would understand. Because peace does not come from closure. It comes from acceptance. And letting go of the fantasy of who someone should have been. I forgave him. Not because he asked. Not because he earned it. But because carrying that pain was costing me my future. Forgiveness was not forgetting. It was choosing myself. Now when December arrives, I no longer fear it. I light candles instead of expectations. I decorate with memories I choose. I celebrate survival. I celebrate growth. Sometimes the sentence still whispers. But it no longer controls me. It no longer defines me. Because I know something my younger self did not. Christmas was never better without me. Any room I enter carries warmth. Any table I sit at holds value. My presence is not a burden. It is a gift. And maybe one day my dad will understand what he lost. Or maybe he never will. But that truth no longer decides my happiness. I am no longer the child waiting for permission to belong. I belong to myself. I belong to the life I am building. I belong to the love I give freely. This Christmas I choose peace. I choose softness. I choose to stay. Because I am enough. Always was. Always will be.